welcome to this edition of Lancaster Perspective. I'm Mike Miller. My special guest from the YMCA today, Annie Weaver and Sue Birdwell. How you doing?
Hi, good.
Everybody doing well? We're all fit, ready to go, right?
We're ready to go.
And we're going to do an aerobic workout, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, good. You guys can do it. So, talk a little bit about your roles at the YMCA and what you do.
I'm Annie Weaver. I have been with the Robert K. Fox Family Y for about 32 years. So many different roles over the years. But right now I'm in memberships, kind of where I've settled, and hopefully to finish out the last part of my career here at the Y. And so I love membership. It's a lot of fun getting to know a lot of the members in a different way from where I used to be at the Y. So I love it.
Yeah, because you've had a lot of different jobs.
I have.
When I was down there quite a bit, you were there. I mean,
Yep. I've taught some gymnastics and was in fitness for a while and loved personal training, but then you get old and you have to switch gears.
Why did you look at me when you said you get old? That's okay. That's all right. Well, we're glad to hear it. Susan and I actually have done some work together when I was with Job and Family Services and working in workforce, and she was working in Baltimore. And, so, new role for you, is that right?
It is new here. I actually worked for the YMCAs of Central Ohio for about 5 years, but I am a Fairfield County girl, so there was an opportunity that came here in Lancaster, so I was lucky enough to be able to fall into that role. So I'm the wellness director here, and I will be here a year in January.
Oh, fantastic. Welcome.
Thanks.
Glad you're here. Now, the Y has undergone a major addition out on Columbus Street. Talk a little bit about that.
So it's the River Valley campus. It's a partnership with Fairfield Medical Center. They have it's an entire wellness community, if you will. So there's the therapy area. There's an emergency room. There are.
Is there emergency room for those working out? Is that what you're?
No, we keep them well.
Okay.
No. So there are also labs, imaging, women's health. There's just a lot going on in that building. It's a nice facility, but there's a wellness facility in there, and that's what the YMCA has. So it's about 10,000 square feet.
Wow.
We have 2 full circuits of strength training, a lot of equipment with regard to free weights. Cardio equipment. There's an indoor track, which is beautiful, all the windows. I'm looking forward to the first snow, but then I want that snow to go away. Lots of classes. We're just continuing to add as we understand what our membership base is going to be there. So cycling, yoga, Zumba, strength classes, all kinds of stuff going on there.
Has the opening of that taken away attendance from the Y on 6th Avenue?
I don't think that it has a lot. We're seeing more people, that have maybe been members in the past, and, this is kind of a new attraction for them.
Sure.
What we found is that the members that were going to our main branch on 6th Avenue, we're all creatures of habit, and they kind of like staying there.
Yeah.
So this is just an addition. So we have a few that kind of float back and forth,
Sure.
but it's mostly been new memberships.
So, joining the Y, talk a little bit about the cost of joining and benefits and all those type of things.
What we're trying to let the community know right now is that with one membership, you have dual access to both locations. So that gives you access to RVC as well as the main branch with 2 pools, 2 racquetball courts. And the other thing that we're really trying to get across to the community is that we really are more than just a gym. That's kind of the tagline right now with a lot of YMCAs, but we have kids programming and before and after school care, and we have swimming lessons and beyond just the treadmills and the ellipticals. So the cost to join the Y, we have this big event coming on November 16th. It's a free community day for the community to come out to RVC from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And during that day, there is no high-pressure sales. Just come on out, put your tennis shoes on, come on out, work out, bring your friends. If you are interested in joining during that weekend, it's $0 down.
Oh.
So no joiner fee, no prorated fees, just get started, and we'll offer that through Monday the 18th.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's on Columbus Street. It's next to the what's the medical building out there?
Riverview.
Riverview.
Riverview
that
Surgery
is
Center.
there.
Yeah.
So, so when people if they, is there a website, phone number they can go to, or what's the?
So our website is ymcalancaster.org. The phone number that goes directly to River Valley campus, or what we call RVC, is 740-687-2940. And that's our direct line there. And it's actually, the address is actually on North Memorial Drive, 1284
Oh, okay.
North Memorial Drive. So to come into the Y, you want to come in through the Memorial Drive entrance.
Is there a trend of people joining the Y? I mean, when I first moved to Lancaster, that's the first place I joined and was there for years. Is there a trend of people staying a couple years and then dropping out, then coming back? Or?
I think people's lives change as well, as you know, as well as their, financial situations. We see people come and go. We see people come back.
You kind of see that evolution of families. The young
Yes.
families start out, they want their kids to be involved in programs, and then once the kids get a little older, then they see they're not using the Y as much, so they might drop that membership for a while. But then, when you get into retirement age, then, you want to
Why did you look at me again when you said retirement?
Maybe I should look at Annie, she was talking about it earlier. But, then they're looking
Yeah.
for something to fill that time and to, maintain their health. So then we see them kind of come back to the Y, I think.
I think all three of my daughters were in the gymnastics team and swimming. Obviously, we did swimming lessons, and my granddaughters are doing it now. So it's been a big part of my life. I know that. When you first took the job, challenges that you faced, you thought, uh-oh.
I don't know that I've ever thought, uh-oh.
No.
There have been a few times that I've thought, did they hire the right person? Can I really do this? But we have a good support system. We have a fantastic support system. So, our CEO he's just amazing, and he's our biggest cheerleader. Our directors are good supports for one another. But, so I don't know that there were ever those, uh-oh kind of things. But, there have been a few times where I've kind of stepped back to think, okay, can we do this? But we can.
Now, are you one of those that call other wives and say, hey, does this work?
Absolutely.
What are you doing?
Absolutely.
Steal ideas?
Yeah, we do it yesterday.
Yes. That's one of the nice things about the YMCA. So I don't know that a lot of people know that we're under an umbrella of the YMCA of the USA. So we have just a wealth of knowledge. We have a lot of support with us. So they're based out of Chicago, Illinois. They provide a lot of trainings for us. They provide a lot of resources for us. So, basically all we have to do is reach out. There's someone we can always talk to if we have questions, about how does a program work?
Sure.
Should we do this? Should we not do this? And then within that network, we kind of have our own, it's called Link. It's kind of our own networking group where we can just, post a question out, has anybody tried this program? Does it work? And then, and you might get, 25, 30 responses. So, we use Otherwise all the time.
do.
We get on their websites all the time.
do.
There are programs that some otherwise offer that maybe you guys are thinking, boy, why don't we do that? Why don't we? Because there are a lot of programs, and you really need to go to the website to see everything that's going on.
Yeah,
but-
and it's always growing. Just the amount of programs that YMCA's offer. Again, those are things that
Sure.
a lot of people don't recognize, that the Y is so much more than just that gym. We have chronic disease prevention programming. Just here at our branch, we have our Livestrong program, which is for cancer survivors. We have a program for people with Parkinson's called Delay the Disease. We have a program for people with arthritis that we just started called Enhanced Fitness. So, we're looking at those comorbidities and how we can help those people maintain, a healthy, active lifestyle. A recent training that I attended was a YMCA weight loss program, which is just basically more of a support group for people that are interested in, that weight loss journey. So, there are just a ton of programs out there.
I know that, I'll ask, so, somebody asked me to ask you, Silver Sneakers.
Silver Sneakers, yeah.
Silver Sneakers. We have a strong Silver Sneakers base at our YMCA. We have about 4,000 members, and within
Wow.
those members, we have a very strong Silver Sneaker base. And Silver Sneakers is something that comes with your member or your health provider. So if your health provider provides the Silver Sneakers option for you, All we need you to do is stop in, and we can look you up, we can verify your number, and get you started. It's a free membership, yes.
It's a free membership.
No restrictions, full amenities, just like any other member.
Wow, I didn't know it was free. I didn't know that. That's interesting. And it's for, how old do you have to be to get in?
It's really not age-related.
It's not?
No, it's based on your provider.
Oh, okay, okay.
I like to equate it sometimes to almost like your prescription program for your insurance.
yeah.
Right.
You know, it's what your provider has within your
Right.
insurance program.
Right. Talk a little bit about volunteers. I know that the Y always can use volunteers. Talk a little bit about.
We can use volunteers. Right now we have a great volunteer at our front desk, Mac, and so we're always looking for people who, believe in the Y and the core values of the Y and are there for the right reasons, and really across all departments we can use volunteers and help.
It's kind of how the Y was founded.
Right.
It was on volunteers.
Yeah. When I first started, sat on the board for years and was involved, but it's a good way to meet people and develop relationships. I remember when I first moved here, and Judge Jackson and Jack Lester and Norm Edwards, some of these guys that are older than I am, but we played volleyball together and we traveled and did all those things. It's a good way to meet people in the community. It's just when you first were approached about the Y. I mean, because you've only been in the Y for how many years now?
Well, actually, my first experience with YMCA, my husband was stationed in Langley Air Force Base in Virginia in '91. And I took a part-time job working the front desk of a YMCA. And we ended up being there for about 4 years, and I was the office manager for about 3 of those years. So I kind of feel like the Y has always just been, that was, one of my first jobs. So that was, I've just always equated things to the YMCA.
Yeah.
So when I was able to get into the YMCA in Central Ohio in 2014, I guess it was, it was just like coming back home basically.
Yeah.
So I've been with the Y for a while, I guess.
So you obviously enjoy it.
I do. I like that type of atmosphere. People are typically there because they want to be.
Right.
So that's a much different atmosphere than anywhere else. And we're there to serve, so it's just a different way of thinking. It's nonprofit, so we're not money driven, and
Exactly.
it's just a way for us to serve the public.
We're going to take a break, and we'll come back and talk with Annie Weaver about her 32 years with the YMCA.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Did you know that 2/3 of teens and young adults who report abuse of prescription medicines are getting it from people they know, including friends and family? We need to remember to secure them in a safe place, even lock them up if necessary. Monitor your medications so you know exactly how many pills are in each bottle. And finally, keep track of your refills. If you are done with their use, properly dispose them to avoid abuse. You can do this in a number of ways. 1. Take them to a local drop box at the Lancaster or Pickerington police departments or at one of our drug take-back events. 2. Take the drugs out of their containers, mix them with cat litter or used coffee grounds in a container, seal and place them in the trash. Remember to remove all personal information from your pill bottles. Or 3. Check the prescription information regarding the specifics if the medication could be flushed, or call your pharmacist. Remember, if you are done with its use, properly dispose to avoid abuse.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
Welcome back to this edition of Life's Perspective. I'm Mike Miller and my special guest again from the YMCA, Annie Weaver and Susie Birdwell. So we talked a little bit with Susie about things, and you have a long history, and I know we're not going to cover 32 years, but how did you get involved in the Y?
Actually, I got involved with the Y. My husband and I, we decided that I was going to stay home with my kids. And so I had a friend at the time, kind of did the same thing, and she said, Annie, you have to go to the Y. They have this thing called Sitter Center, which is now Child Watch. So my kids could go in Child Watch, and I could work out for a little bit, get out, meet people, have adult conversations and things. That turned into kind of helping out in the class here and there, and that turned into having my own class. And that turned into multiple classes. That turned into working the front desk and teaching some gymnastics. Was lifeguard certified at one time, a long time ago. You just never know what you're going to have to do when you get to the Y. And then moved into fitness for a long time, and then have settled into membership.
And you enjoy it?
I do. I get to sit.
Yeah, you get to sit all the time. One of the other programs is a Recplex. Talk a little bit about the Recplex.
So the Recplex is another facility that we have. So we essentially have 3 facilities, and it is essentially, it houses our gymnastics program, which is absolutely huge. I mean, I'm not even sure how many kids we have now, but it's
booming.
I know just recently we've had to open up more space within that building for them. I mean, they just continue to grow, which is amazing. We have a pickleball group there. So
Have you played pickleball?
I have. And
No.
what I've learned about pickleball is when you're playing with them, you need to know the rules or you're in trouble.
Oh.
You know, it's kind of like bingo. You got to be serious about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So pickleball is kind of like tennis and ping pong ball kind of coming together. So it's a smaller tennis court, a lower net, but they're using kind of an oversized ping pong paddle and a wiffle ball. There's 2 people on each side of the court, lots of rules, but it's fun and they really enjoy it. I think
They do. They
it's
love it.
great.
It's
movement.
growing.
Yeah, it's really growing. There's an indoor tennis group. There's basketball. We have the boxing. There's just all kinds of things going on in that building all the time.
That's fantastic. There's a lot to do.
There is a lot to do.
People talk about, I don't have any place, you talk about childcare. Well, how do how can I sign up? How do I do that? Can I take my child there? Is it okay if I leave them there? I mean, that's, I think, the young mothers, even the young fathers that, gee, I'm going to go swim for 20 minutes, half an hour, okay? Talk a little bit about that.
With childcare, well, we have the Child Watch while you work out,
Okay.
and I think that's $2 per hour per child while you're using the facility. So you can drop the little ones off. You know they're right in the building with you. If there's any type of emergency, they know where to find you. Plus the little ones get to all kind of play together, some social time. Then we do have before and after school care. So if you have the problem, you're headed to work, or you're getting off a little bit later, we have early before and after school care, and we have preschool at our YMCA.
What time
else
does
do
that
we
start?
have? Preschool, well, they're in the morning, and I think the classes run like 9 to 11, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then there's also a Monday, Wednesday, Friday
okay.
time as well.
Are all those on the website? All those
Yeah, everything would be on the website, yeah.
Okay. The scholarship program, talk a little bit about the scholarship program.
The scholarship program is called Open Doors, and with the Open Doors scholarship, we do not turn anyone away based on financial ability to pay. So if people see the published fees and they just feel like that's something that they can't work into their budget, there's some paperwork involved and it takes a little bit more time, but we will review everything, we'll give you a call, we'll let you know what your award is, and then hopefully that's something that can fit into your budget and you guys can, they can get in
Sure.
and experience the Y.
Y is a great place. So you talk a little bit about what you see down the road.
We kind of see some different trends coming, with millennials. Their fitness needs are a little bit different. They're used to more technology. Those are things that we need to address as far as, what we're offering. For example, we have new espresso bikes at the main branch on 6th Avenue. So it's kind of almost like an interactive bike you're on, and you have a video in front of you. So you might be going down a course, going up hills, going up mountains. You can play a game where you're chasing things on your
Dragons.
bike. Yeah, the
Dragons.
dragon. You can pull up a screen where there's actually someone that's telling you what to do, kind of like having a fitness instructor in
Right.
front of you. So, those are things that we're kind of looking at that, that trends are changing. Possibly again with that younger community, they're more interested in those quick workouts in and out kind of things. We're looking at some of those higher intensity, quick workouts. Yoga is really trending now, so we're bringing on some new yoga instructors. We actually have 2 new ones coming on board right now. So, it's a matter of looking at what's going on in our community, and and not just with fitness programs, but we're always looking at what are the needs out in our community.
Right.
For example, a lot of people don't realize that we open our shower facilities up to the homeless on Sundays. So we're always collecting food to take to the mission
Foundations.
foundation. Yeah. So there are lots of things that the Y does above and beyond just the swim in the gym.
Right, right. The, talking about membership, people say, well, my company, they won't, I'd like to join, but my company doesn't have a program. Is there a corporate
We
membership?
do.
Is there?
We do have a corporate partnership, and that just takes contacting me. And we can talk about the details of the corporate partnership. We like to have at least five individuals from each corporate partner, and they receive 15% off their monthly fee and half off their joiner fee. And there is no longer open enrollment. We just, anytime, a company has new employees stop in, it's just part of their perk
Sure.
that they can offer to their employees to get a hold of us.
That was a question somebody else had. I'd like to go, but what do you say to the people that I don't have time? I don't have time to do it. I mean,
There are lots of things that you can say to that, but the I don't have time or I can't afford it. But if you think about, can you put a price on your health? How much does it cost? For healthcare, how much does it cost for
Right.
prescriptions? Not having the time. I mean, people I think spend what is an average of something like 3 hours a day on social media. So
Right.
Maybe take 30 minutes of that time and put it toward yourself working out. 30 minutes a day goes a long way. For your health. I mean, optimal would be 45 minutes or so, but 30 minutes is still good most days. So it's really just a matter of making it a priority. You have to schedule it in. And we also know by statistics that after you've done something for about 30 days, it becomes a habit. So, once you've made it a habit, then you're not thinking so much about it. It doesn't become a chore, but, just scheduling that time in. And there are some things that we can do to help with that. For example, we have wellness attendants on the floor that can help you put together a program. So
a diet program?
a fitness program,
Okay,
a workout
okay.
program. So when you walk in, you actually have a plan. So I think, if you walk into a facility and see all of that equipment, and that's very overwhelming,
Sure.
not knowing what to do, when to do it, how to do it, it's really easy to make those excuses not to come back. Whereas if we have that wellness attendant sitting there, and talking with you, and here's how you use the equipment, here's a good program for you, and, kind of cheering you along, then, I think it's easier to want to come back. We also have personal trainers that will work with you one-on-one. Now there is an additional fee for that, but that can be long-term, that can be short-term, just something to kind of keep you going. Again, helping you reach those individual goals.
Yeah, that's it.
We also know that working out with a buddy helps a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So, joining those fitness classes where you've got people, that might be checking in with you. I know we have some of our instructors that they'll call you. If you've not been in a class for a while, they'll call
Wow.
and say, where have you
Accountability.
been? Yeah. Where have you been? So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways that we can help people kind of overcome those obstacles.
What about Zumba classes? I've heard people talk about Zumba
We have a
classes.
Zumba queen.
We
A Zumba
do.
queen.
We
Zumba,
do.
yes, she's
Jenny
amazing.
Fosnoff. So she teaches Zumba at the River Valley campus.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember the days. Tuesdays, and Wednesdays right now, and Saturday mornings. She's teaching Zumba. So Saturday mornings is a 30-minute called Zumba Strong. So she's adding some toning in there with it, a little bit of strength and toning. And it's just 30 minutes long. So you come in, get your workout
Just
in.
30 minutes long.
Yeah. Come in, get your workout in, you're done for the day.
Do you think the Y will ever be open 24 hours?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know about that one.
I
don't know.
remember years ago, I mean, this has been a long, long time ago, that a lot of the people that work second shift even, well, gee, I get off at 1 o'clock in the morning, but I can't do anything. And I didn't know if that was a fad or.
I haven't heard that discussion.
Yeah, I know that there are some gyms that are open 24 hours, but a lot of them are, kind of that key thing where you just,
Right.
You have a key to get in. There may not be anybody
Right.
working there,
Right.
So, we kind of like that more engagement, kind of thing. And plus, with pools and everything, it's
Sure,
just a
right.
different setting for us, more things for us to consider.
How competitive has fitness been in the last 5-10 years? I mean, I know there's gyms open, they shut down, open up, but talk a little bit about just the nature of the beast.
Well, there is competition, but I think if you experience the why, you kind of get the difference. You come into the front desk, we know your name. We kind of know that you went on vacation. Maybe we know too much about what's going on. But I think that's what makes us different. We
Yeah.
really try to make relationships. And competitive wise, we're just so different than just the storefront, kind of I guess pop-ups or
Right.
Right.
different
Yeah.
facilities. And with the Y, we're kind of under that umbrella of we have it all,
Right.
versus going here and there. It's kind of a one-stop shop.
Well, Annie, Susie, it's been great having you here. Again, websites, phone numbers that people need?
654-0616 is the main YMCA,
And 687-2940 is the River Valley campus,
and the website is
ymcalancaster.org.
Fantastic. Well, I think there's probably Josh and Bob and Shane will sign up for Zumba, I think. We'll get them all
Great.
signed up.
or pickleball.
Pickleball, there we go. They might hurt somebody in pickleball. But again, it's appreciate having you here
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you.
The other thing is our Facebook page. We always
Okay.
have updates on classes, new offerings, so check out our Facebook page.
Fantastic. Thanks
Thank
again.
you.
Thanks for tuning in to this edition of Life's Perspective. I'm Mike Miller. And remember, until we meet again, let's make a difference.